the publisher of Kitmaker Network, and welcome to another Turning the Page. We've got a quick one here for you. This is FineScale Modeler, or Kalmbach Publishing's Out of This World Modeling, 16 exciting projects from the worlds of science fiction and fantasy, comics, film, and TV, edited by Aaron Skinner, who's well known on there. A little bit of a back cover thing there with different little graphics. Let's go ahead and take a quick look through, though. We're going to check out the table of contents here. The list price for this book is $25 in the United States. They don't have any other pricings listed, but I'm sure it's available elsewhere in other currencies. Chapter-wise, content-wise, we've got an introduction by Aaron Skinner. We've got explore new techniques, seek out new projects. Spray on target when airbrushing. Produce perfect plastic figures. Improve and pose post-apocalyptic foes. Light up the supersonic dragonfly. Print a fantastic flapter. Elevate Boba Fett to contest quality. And some of these are by other content contributors, obviously. Aaron started off the first ones. Sink your claws into a superhero. Wholly simple modeling techniques. I'm going to guess that's Batman. Make a Viper see red. Working with resin is a ball. Master Gundam style. Try Superstellar vinyl vignette. Replicate an extraterrestrial RV. Light and detail a Star Destroyer. And finally, start a starfighter from scratch. Names here you can see probably on the screen, but Joe Hudson, Brett Avantis, Jeff Palazotto, a couple by Jeff there, Tim Kidwell, Matt Irvine, Brad Hare, Steve Pontius, Matt Irvine again, Nicholas Sagan, and Ro Annis. All right, so here's the introduction setup. Nice shot of the Enterprise model there. And then it goes into tools to get you started with kind of some basic breakdowns of exploring new techniques, so going over various kind of simple techniques, I think. Like, for example, this one says, before getting into the paint, I dipped the brush in distilled water and blotted most of the liquid on a paper towel. Wetting the bristles prevents paint from drying on the brush. Note, use a solvent appropriate for the paint. Water works for most acrylics, but you'll need enamel thinner for enamel paints. Anyway, so just kind of flipping through here briefly, you can see quite a few of these little detailed tips. And he's doing actually this Star Trek model in this opening one. And interesting scale there. Is that the AMT? I can't quite tell. It looks like it. Actually, it looks smaller than the AMT, isn't it? Maybe this is one of the Polar Lights Enterprises. Anyways, I didn't see that at the beginning of the article, so of course I'm curious about stuff like that immediately. Which kit is this? I don't think it's going to say, actually, though, is it? Oh, wait, no, it is the Polar Lights 1000 scale kit. All right, sorry. Got diverted there. A small diversion. So then it goes on to the second chapter, second bit, which is also by Aaron, but this one is going to go over the airbrushing techniques and stuff on the X-Wing. So you can see a lot of detail here. I like the way the numbering and the progression works, and these snippets of each part. I like the format. I think that will be very beneficial for modelers. Just kind of, again, flipping through as we normally do with these, because these are brief. You get an idea for the range of content you're seeing in here. Quite a few different sci-fi and fantasy-like subjects, comic book things, and such. So, nice little Boba Fett there. And they're pretty long. They're multiple pages. They're not overly short, and each one's going to go into detail like the earlier articles. Yeah, I think it's definitely a book if you're into this genre, or even thinking about maybe getting into doing some sci-fi models. It looks like a book that would give a lot of good tips. Again, just kind of skipping ahead here, we have a Mad Groot, and this one, for example, says dry brush highlights were next. I dipped a wide, stiff brush in Italy flat wood acrylic and dragged it across a paper towel to remove most of the color, stroking the bristles across the molded texture, deposited color on the ridges in contrast with the wash darkened recesses. So, some common sense stuff, but still very much oh wow, that's a cool project there. That's like an early Y-Wing scratch-built Y-wing, I guess. Anyways, so for probably good for definitely younger modelers that might be getting into this doing science fiction, because obviously a lot of younger kids and stuff like science fiction. So maybe this is something you'd want to pick up for your kids if they're maybe thinking about getting into sci-fi modeling. Or I think it's both relevant for kids and adults, though, from what I'm seeing. Thanks again to Combat Publishing for sending us this sample along, and hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, please put them below. Please give this video a thumbs up or a like if you are on YouTube or our websites. We appreciate that. And we will see you next time on Turning the Page.